Welcome to Across the Ocean from Global Slovakia. This September, support our Kickstarter and pre-order your copy of How Slovaks Settled America. Each week, we share powerful sections that bring the Slovak immigrant journey to life. Today, we follow Juraj into the heart of America's coal country. This is a story of toil, isolation, and the steep price immigrants paid for survival in the New World. Episode 4. The Price of Gold. November 1895. The weary Slovak newcomers reached the outskirts of Pittsburgh, expecting streets paved with gold. Instead, they found skies choked with soot, rivers turned gray, and men who looked like ghosts, broken by endless shifts in the mines and mills. For Juraj Sobota, there was no turning back. Debts weighed on his shoulders. His family in Lipany waited for every coin he could send. He and his companion Michal signed on at the Duquesne mine, where a roster of 120 names already bore dozens of Slavic surnames. Work was immediate, but only if they purchased their own tools. The company store stripped them of the little money they had left. The next morning, they stood at the mouth of the mine. Juraj stared into its hungry darkness. Was this the price of the American dream? Dear listener, coal mining in the 1890s was one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. Explosions, collapses, toxic gases, any shift could be a man's last. Even survival came at a cost. Years of breathing dust condemned many to black lung, a slow suffocation that turned their final days into a struggle for air. To Anna, waiting in Slovakia, Juraj was her world. To his employers, he was a line in a ledger. While she prayed for his safe return, they measured his worth by the tons of coal he hauled. Still, Juraj endured. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, he clawed at the black rock. Each $1.50 earned was another step toward his goal, saving $1,000 to return home triumphant. But the darkness took its toll. A farmer's soul is made for open skies, not tunnels where daylight rarely shines. Surrounded by weary men stumbling into saloons, Juraj swore to resist. He walked past the whiskey dens each night, saving his pennies, holding to visions of Anna and their children. And yet, the silence, the distance, and the endless grind pressed in. When the bottle offered forgetfulness, even strong men faltered. Juraj was no exception. One glass turned to two, then many, and soon the man who had promised himself never to bend found himself stumbling into the shadows he once despised. Back in Slovakia, Anna carried her own burdens. Each season was a battle against hunger and loneliness. She prayed, she worked, she held her children close, but each letter from America brought less comfort as the man she loved slipped further into darkness. Dear listener, this was the true price of gold. Not only the lives lost in the mines, but the families fractured across an ocean. And so we leave Juraj here, caught between duty and despair. What will become of him and of Anna, waiting faithfully in Lipany? Thank you for listening to Across the Ocean by Zuzana Palovic and Gabriela Bereghazyova. If this story moved you, support our Kickstarter and pre-order How Slovaks Settled America today. Every pledge brings us closer to printing this novel and honoring the courage of nearly 1 million Slovaks who dared to dream of a better life. Find the link in the show notes or visit globalslovakia.com. Until next time, let us remember the price our ancestors paid and the strength they carried across the ocean.